when you know cooking has gotten to the next level is when you get to see a fucking lobster as a stand and both of them screaming out lobster and shrimp at each other like no, like I can't go like I can't say lobster over at the same time like that. It's like my fucking brain will just disintegrate. But it's like when I'm seeing shrimp and lobsters just like fucking attack each other, going like, you know, muda ura, like, you know, dura dura, like, you know, it's like, have I like stepped into the wrong show or something? It's like I'm sitting here watching this and it's like I can't believe like going through this. It's just like I legitimately, when I read the manga, I forgot about this. I completely forgot this was a thing. So when I was just watching this, arms crossed, leaning back, enjoying myself, saying, you know, this real fucking Tadakura fight is really exciting. You want to see what my fucking expression was just... It's just like, what? Like, what the fuck? It's like strangely getting hyped and weirded out at the same time throughout this fight. So the match between Tadakura and Ryou has finally happened, and I love Alice and all that, even though she was like crying on the floor, going, I lost and all that to this piece of shit. And even Soma, he could have said, he could, like, given a helping hands up, and he was just like, had to be the dick though, and he was like, oh, look at me and all that, man, like, you know, like, I'm one step to get into the top 10 seeds. He's like, wow, fuck you. And then when she goes on to Ryou, like, that talks to him, and it's like, yeah, my lady and all that, you want to, like, put your money where your mouth is when you've even won a single match against me. So we already know this motherfucker, like, that is Soma had a hard time against Alice, then what the fuck is this monster then with his cooking skills? And Tadakura, like, I love you, girl, but immediately when I saw you like on there and all that, I'm like, wow, you're just gonna get slaughtered. You were just she put up a really good fight though that ended up becoming Jojo, which the theme though is like immediately going into like ramen, and I was like, Jojo ramen, okay. And I say like I enjoy it. Well, personally, like, yeah, I've kind of gone off a little like kind of the shy girl sort of trope with like girls and all that, and I always thought she was just like an Onodera, like kind of Hinata girl like that. But this was the point of the manga, especially when I was like, okay, she's a lot more than just, oh, I'm that little shy girl. She was finally gaining some confidence. She was finally like proving that she, you know, she deserves to be on here. And like, you know, everyone was calling her the dark horse of the competition, and like while Ryou was focusing on a like a very heavy like kind of broth, like dark broth with like using lobsters and thinking of fish in there, like he was using a bunch of stuff, like using a bunch of like the lobster shell as well as like powder, making it like, you know, a bunch of flavor into it. Well, like she was focusing a lot more on vegetables and a lighter broth, but still making it really powerful. And just like the judges there, like I loved it how they were just describing it, because every time it's just like, this is just like a fist fight, and he's like there as a delinquent crossing his arms, and then you got the fucking old man just there like being this badass with his Jotaro cape, a little bit leaf in his mouth like that, and he's just there like fucking there, and he's just like holding it, and he strips immediately. He's like, you got some balls, kid, like that, and I respect that. And finally getting a little bit of like a little flashback on like exactly what, like how both him and Alice met, whereas like when she was overseas, she happened to see that he was not a part of the restaurant, owned it. She, like, this motherfucker was head chef the same age as Alice when they were fucking kids, and he was literally beating the shit out of like all the other like chefs and all that, and they're like, what the fuck are you doing, man, and all that, you think you're better than us because you're like, you know, like we're completely older and we have more experience. It's like, and he's just like, oh really, you think you can beat me at the fucking table? It's like that? No, go and serve out menus, you piece of shit. And they had to get on their knees and they had to fucking apologize. It's like, you don't fuck with the man's cooking. You don't fuck with the man's cooking. And it's like, he tells you something to do. You do. I love that about his personality though. Like, you know, he puts the headband on and then he gets all serious, and it's just like, it's like my favorite character. I think like definitely the duo of Alice. Like Alice is like my favorite girl, but I really do love Ryou. I really always thought of him as like that badass character, and it's like definitely you can see that draw second place with Soma. Like he's no fucking joke at all. And seeing both of them, and you know, to like Megumi were finally being able to like kind of get on that side with them. Like I was enjoying it, like yeah, regardless of what. I still think like regardless of what, it's the same thing I'm probably going to say in every episode and all that if I do continue to do the summer reviews, is the same thing I said with last week's episode, is the fact that yeah, literally we're now like right at the start of the next episode we're going to find out the winner of who it was, like, you know, who's exactly going to win. I wish these were 2 episodes apiece, like my personal opinion, since clearly tell that, you know, it's 13 episodes, we're being forced to have this, like, you know, and have this sort of pacing, which is a shame. However, though, we do get to hear the ending, which I was like, oh shit, it's like Nano, right? Like, I was like, that I hadn't heard her in ages. Like, I think, like, the last time, like, I actually, like, heard her was, like, I think it was, like, Iroha, like, Sakuraku, like, Iroha, I believe it was, like, that really nice, like, show that had, like, the hotel sort of thing that I saw too. I think it was Iroha, it was cool, but it's like, I hadn't heard it since then, and it's like, that was a really nice, like, little thing that she did, like, because I hadn't heard her since then, and, like, Bakuman, so I was like, oh, that's really nice, like, they got the ending, and the ending's, like, really cool, and I thought, it's cool, it had a little bit of guitar bit, and it was just nice to hear, like, a sort of a song like that, and, you know, I guess we technically got the full version of, like, the opening, but it was, like, only a few cut shots of, like, Soma, so it was, like, pretty much just, like, nothing really added to the opening, but I still think, like, it's still a really awesome opening, so, yeah, I'd definitely say, like, now knowing, like, the fight and all that, like, for only the, like, anime-only people and all that, like, in the comment section down below, who do you think won? Do you think Megumi won, or do you think Ryou, that motherfucker, won? Do you feel like, let me know in the comment section down below. That's all for me, those. Thank you much for watching. As always, let me know what you think is going to be the next fight and all that. But thank you very much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys, though, next time.